Thank you for tuning to the Black Fathers Initiative of Cleveland. Really appreciate the love. Make sure you guys click the link in the bio. Like, subscribe. You know what to do. So, there was an interview on the Breakfast Club. Shout out to Jason Wilson. It was a great interview. And he said something, though, that I wanted to speak on right quick. And it was about communications in a relationship. And he was saying how black men, you know, when we're angry, you know, the way we communicate, angrily, I guess, is not, is not conducive to the relationship. Like if we coming at her with anger, then she's going to put her defenses up, things of that nature. Understandable. There's always going to be there's always a better way to communicate to get your point across, period. But what I wanted to say about the situation was, he said that when, if you're mad and instead of being upset and not being able to articulate why you're upset, then you should articulate why you're upset to the woman, and she'll be just as what's the word I'm looking for? She'll be just as receptive to you, right? That's not true. I don't feel that. Now that might be true for his wife, and that might be true for some women, but the majority of women, they don't go for that shit. I'm just gonna keep it a buck. A lot of women, if as a man, okay, you're a man, you're a provider, you're the protector, you're the, when you start talking all soft, like when you start talking lightweight feminine, when you start talking like, hey babe, it's this, and you're hurting my feelings, and you're being inconsiderate of my feelings, and you're not taking me into consideration. When you start talking like that to these women, they be out. All right, because in my opinion, they look at it as, oh, this nigga, he's soft. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a difference between being a pushover, a yes man, Mr. Nice Guy. There's differences with all of those, right? But when we talk about expressing yourself to your significant other, you have to make sure that your significant other is mature enough, okay, so that she can take the information that you're giving her and not make an assumption about you off of it. Because like I said, you can be very kind, very gentle, very nice to a woman, and she will take that shit and she'll be gone. Like, she'll take that shit like, oh, this nigga's he's a pushover, he's nice, he's soft. You know what I mean? And unfortunately, it's not that. It's just a man who can articulate himself a little bit different than the next nigga who gets mad and likes to punch the wall, or gets mad and wants to yell and where I get upset and I just want to talk to you and tell you why I'm upset and what's going on. And I'm telling you that for some women, they don't want to hear that shit. They don't want to hear your problems. They don't want to hear that you this and you that. That to them, that makes you look weak as a man. And for them, they will leave your ass for looking weak. So that's just my 2 cents. I'm not saying every woman is like that. There's always going to be those needles in a haystack that you can find that are not that way and are very receptive to a man and his emotions and his his emotions and his feelings. But a lot of women, they don't want to hear that shit. And as soon as you start talking that shit, they be like, all right, I'm out, because this, this ain't what I'm looking for. I need, like, I've even come across women who literally were like, I need a nigga to put his hands on me. I need you to let me know that, nigga, that you love me. And it's just like, whoa, like that's love to you? Violence? A nigga putting his hands on you? A nigga, and it's, I don't understand where they're coming from, but, I see what they're saying in a way, because you have women who, once again, want a nigga who is going to, yell at him, who is going to cuss him out, who is going to snatch him up, who is going to be like, bitch, like there's women out there who want that type of man. So it's just, as men, it's just hard, because if you want to, you don't try to be the man that a woman needs, you just be the man that you are. And hopefully I fit into the needs that you need me to be. But as for me, switching it up and changing and talking to you different and being like, no, I'm not doing none of that. I'm going to keep it a buck. And like I said, when it comes to being emotionally vulnerable to these women, pick and choose which women you're going to be emotionally vulnerable to. Because some of these women don't want a man that's emotionally vulnerable. Some women do. So you just have to find out which one is which. But appreciate the love. Thanks for stopping by. Peace.